Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm going to do a monthly favourite video. I haven't done one of those in absolutely ages. I have mostly makeup and a little bit of skincare. So I'll get started. The first thing I'm going to show you, I'll do the skincare first. Excuse me. First thing I'm going to show you is a facial cleansing oil. This one's by L'Oreal, and this is what I use most of the time to take off all of my makeup. It's with it, even though it's an oil, it's not a greasy oil. It doesn't leave your face feeling really horribly greasy. So I use that, and excuse me a minute. And I just put a little bit in the palm of my hand, rub my hands together and just generally just rub it all over my face, even my eyes. It takes off mascara, easy as anything. And then I use one of these Q10 age reverse wipes to remove all the makeup that this has, shifted on my skin. So yeah, this is a real favourite. Excuse me, I need to pull in my thing. A real favourite of mine. I hope you can see because I haven't got my proper lights on. I'm being a little bit lazy today. I got lipstick on my teeth again. God, it's terrible. I've always got lipstick on my teeth and I hate it. And then I've got, to go with that cleanser, I have the L'Oreal Paris Age Perfect Refreshing Toner. I like to use a toner after removing my makeup. It just makes my skin feel so much sort of fresher. So that is a favourite also. And then we have the Lacura Restorative Soy Intensive Serum. This one's from Aldi. And this is always in my makeup removal. Well, this is not removal cream, but it's a serum to use afterwards. But it's always in my skincare kit. That's what I meant to say. So yeah. And then we have, and we also have, I use also at the same time, alongside those three there, I use the Expert Intensive Beautifying Serum. It's anti-age. It has all sorts of algae extracts and everything, some weird stuff in there. This is also Aldi, and this is like an oil. So I usually put that on and then this on afterwards. This doesn't leave your face oily at all. You just need a small amount in the palm of your hand and just rub it all over, and it just... I mean, I have quite dry skin, and all these things together really, really help my skin to be less dry. I mean, you wouldn't think that it is dry, but if I wasn't to use those products for a few days, you would see really dry patches here or here, and sort of here as well, and especially on my forehead. But that also just keeps it under control. And then the eye cream I'm using at the moment is a snail nutrition. And it has snail extracts in this. And it is really working on my dark circles, because I have some horrendous dark circles at the moment because I'm not sleeping that well still. So this is a really good one. I got it from... on eBay, this, and it is really quite cheap, but it really, really does its job, and it does a real good job on the fine lines around my eyes too. So that's a good one. Right, we have a little pack of 2 sponges, makeup sponges that you make wet to use, and these I'm using, these are quite a new purchase. I've only had them about 4 or 5 weeks, and I find them really, really good, because the main sponge is, I have the Real Techniques, even though it's got a point, it is still quite large to get in there. But this one, it really does get into the corner. You can use it the other way to bounce. And this is, I find this is also very, very good if you don't want to dirty a brush. We've also already got this dirty. I mean, I have small brushes for putting the lighter shadows in the inner corner of my eye. If I don't want to dirty a brush, I can use the end of this, dip it in the shadow, and that will fit in there perfectly. So, and they come in a pack of 2 like this. And those were from eBay as well, and they were quite inexpensive. My glasses back on. I haven't got a lot of makeup on today because my eye, this eye is suffering terribly with the hay fever. It seems to settle down at the moment. Hope I haven't spoken too soon. I'll keep my fingers crossed on that one. Right, face powder. I've had a couple of samples of this, and it's the RMCA white face powder. And I've been using the little sample pots. You get the little tiny sample pots. I think I've had 3 of them. And I've been really enjoying the powder, and this is what I have on today. And it really, really sets your makeup. And it doesn't clog, it doesn't sit in your fine lines. It says, the perfect universal setting powder for all skin types. No colour powder, contains absolutely no pigment, no perfume, no fillers, and will never alter your foundation shade or natural skin tone. It will set your makeup with a flawless finish that won't cause flashbacks. So if you want to take photographs, and you're using a flash, you're obviously not going to get a flashback on your face. Actually, this company was established in 1963. Would you believe it? There, look, and I am really liking that. Right, contour powder and highlighter. I have this little set from Rimmel. It's one of the Kate ones, and this is the highlight shade. It's really, really pretty. I haven't got a highlight on today. And then this is the contour, and this is going to run out before everything else runs out. And it's quite a good shade for me. It's not too muddy coloured. And this is the little blush that came in this one. There was another one of these, and it had a pink shade blush, where this one's got a peach shade. So yeah, I'll just swipe those on the back of my hand. There you go. Hope you can see those. That's the blush, that's the contour, and then you've got the highlight there. So let me just get a wipe to get rid of these off of here. And then my eyebrow product that I'm using. This is the second. My fringe. My hair wants washing and it's not sitting very well at the moment. Let me get a brush. Gosh. That's better. It's from what is it? Zoeva. Let me zoom you in a little bit. So Zoeva. Oh, we're not focused. No, it won't focus. For some reason, I don't know what's going on there. I'm not going to say what the name is, but that is the name of the colour. I don't know why they say, what is it? Cinerous, I think. Why they call them by these strange names. But this is my second brow pencil from them. The first one I had was a little bit darker, but I've gone for the mid-tone this time. It has a spoolie on one end, and then you have the colour on the other end, and it's one of these wind up colours. You can see that. And then that is the colour there. Okay. And I'm really liking that. The only thing is with those roll-up pencils, you don't get very much in one of them, and they I mean, I think that was £7, I think, and I feel it's quite a lot of money for such a little amount of pencil. And because I actually have to draw the whole of my brow in at the front, it really doesn't last that long. So I'm going to have to look at something else. I was thinking of looking at the MAC brow pomade in the pots, the ones that you use with the brush. I don't know if I would get on okay with those, because I just don't have any hair at the front of my brow, so I don't know how I'd get on with that. It was just you sort of get one and try, I suppose. Blush. I rediscovered these Hard Candy Fox in a Box blushes. Hadn't used these for ages, and what they are a little box with 4 different colour blushes in, and you can, if you're very careful, you can squash up your brush and get, you know, one of each colour, or what I do is just swirl the whole lot and get the colour, get a brush. I wouldn't use this for blush, but and then just swirl the whole lot in there, and that's a pinky, it's the pinky shade. I think I picked up more of this colour there, but that's that one. Oh, and that one is called Spicy and Sweet. And then let me just clean off my brush, just doing that on a tissue. The next one is called Hot Flat. Is it Hot Flash? Yeah, Hot Flash. And those are a little bit brighter, I think. Yeah, they're brighter, yeah. So just swirl it round, and you can see that's brighter than the last one. Let me wipe that off. Onto the tissue again. And then this one is Smooth Talker. I have a backup of this one. As you can see, a lot of that has gone. These were peach, all peach shades in there. So let me try and get a little bit of what was left in the corner. And then really pretty peach colour. And then I've got blush all over my things down there. And then let me get rid of this. And then we have the Lime Crime Venus palette. I've been using quite a bit this month. Oh, it won't come out until it's contained. There we go. The colours in here are so nice. You get a nice mirror. Lovely colours. This one's called Venus. That's Venus. That one's Shell. Venus Shell, Aurora and Creation. So that one's Aurora, that one's Creation. Aurora, Creation. I just wipe my fingers. I mean, some of them are quite brighter colours and quite dark, some of them. But you can, if you use a, this one's called Mousse. If you use, and that one's called Divine. Oops. Mousse and Divine. And Rebirth and Icon. So Rebirth and Icon. Yeah, I was just saying, if you use a light hand, you can get quite a neutral look going there. But I quite like a deep look sometimes, and it's really, really good. It comes, I mean, the colour payoff there, as you can see, they are pretty good. So you can get, you know, quite a bright look, or as I've said, you can get sort of like a muted, smoky, browny eye. And then I have just this little generic palette. It has no name, has no writing. The only writing on the box tells you what's in the actual shadows. I got this for £4 on eBay, and it is the best little neutral palette, brown shades, there is one sort of burgundy shade there, that I have in my collection. It is utterly amazing. I'll just give you a couple of little swatches. I mean, the actual colour payoff on these shadows is really, really good. I mean, look, really, really good. I'm on the back of my hand for you. I mean, look at those. So good. Let me do a few more for you. I mean, you have a nice creamy white there. The black is so black. There's a nice brown, darker brown, like there's mid-tones. Just do those for you. Like that. There's the white. Wipe those off. And there's a nice toffee, couple of nice toffee colours that would make great crease colours. You know, those would go great in the crease. And there you go. Just down the side of my hand there. And I think, you know, for £4.99, that is a really, really good palette. I mean, I saw it and I thought, you know, £4.99, it's either going to be a hit or it's going to be a total miss. And I just liked the fact that they're all the colours were in one palette. And I got it and I tried it and I just couldn't believe how good it was the first time. So there you go. And then I treated myself to the Modern Renaissance palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I bought this for Christmas for myself. And this is a good favourite. Unfortunately, with dirty fingers, I've marked the front of the palette. So you get a double-ended brush. Oh, I've got a whistle. Sorry about that. There's a nice mirror in the palette. And you get 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 eyeshadows. Some of them are quite bright, but then there are more usable ones. But these colours are quite usable. I say if you use a light hand, we have burnt orange, we have red ochre, which in the palette looks quite scary. Was that red ochre one? Yeah, red ochre. But when you actually get it onto your skin and blend it out, it's quite a nice browny colour. And then there's Venetian. I'll do these really dark colours for you and show you they're not actually quite so bad. Venetian red and Love Letter. That's Venetian red and that's Love Letter. I mean, these are quite heavy swatches here. That's Venetian red and that's Love Letter. Oh no, I just got red all over the front of my palette. Right, got it off. And then this is a real favourite. It's called Antiqued Bronze. I mean, as you can see, I have used that quite a bit. There is quite a dent. It's really, really pretty colour. There you go, Antique Bronze. And then this one's called Buon Fresco, which is that one here. Makes a nice crease colour. It's like a little bit of a grey purpley shade. If you grey purpley pinky, as you can see there, look, it's so pretty, and it looks lovely all over the lid. Just as a simple eye look. And I'll show you some of these sparklier ones. They say there's two very sparkly ones here. Make great corner highlights. Or if you're going to, over Christmas, I wore them on my lids. So that one is Vermeer and that one is Prime Avia. Why they call them such names? I've just killed those names there. But as you can see how pretty they are. I mean, that's the lighter one there, I hope you can see it. Such pretty colours. And then you have 3 colours here that you can use. You could use in the crease. Again, these have been well used. There you go, that's the lightest colour out of them. But that one is Tempera. This one is, that one's burnt orange. That one is golden ochre. And then that one is raw sienna. I think I've got those the right way round. But there you go. Oh, I'm not going to show you that. You stand up and show you. There you go. I've put them in a really strange position on my arm. But yeah, really pretty palette. I splashed out. I think that will be my last amount of money that I spend on a palette now. Because obviously, you know, with Steve passing away, I don't have as much money as I used to, so I won't be buying anything high-end. And I think, you know, I won't be buying anything new. I mean, I don't need anything. The only things I will need to buy are things that need replacing, like eyebrow pencils, mascaras. I have enough lipsticks to last me a lifetime, enough eye makeup to use for the whole county, I think, so I don't need to buy anything like that. I mean, it's going to be hard. There might be the odd little thing that I buy here and there, but you know, I've got to cut back. Right, enough of my money worries. Right, concealer, LA Girl Pro Concealer. Lovely concealer. Squeezes up and it has a brush on the end. Mine squeezes out the side, it doesn't come out the top. But what I do, I just use my finger. I take it off the brush onto my finger. So that is the concealer. Very nice concealer, very smooth and creamy. Doesn't sit in your lines at all. So that's a really good concealer. My favourite trio for my eyelashes, I had to replace the Essence Lash Booster, you know, the white coating that all of us used to use. I had some, because Essence aren't, as you know, Essence aren't selling that anymore. So I found this one, and they're called Eveline SOS Lash Booster. It's not as good as the Essence one, but it does work. And this also has an extra ingredient to it. It has a like conditioning growth type serum in there. And since I've been using this, my eyelashes have grown so much. So that's a good one to have in your collection if you wanted to try it. And then my favourite mascara is the Rimmel London Wonderful Argan Mascara. This is the non-waterproof one. Really should put my proper lights up. And that's in black. And then because that's not waterproof, with me having watery eyes at the moment, I need a waterproof mascara. And what I use is the Max Factor 2000 calorie, and I put that over the top. Really nice mascaras. And then lipsticks that I've been using a lot this month. This one that I have on, and it is the Too Faced Melted lipsticks, and this one is called Melted Fig. Really pretty. These were a gift from a dear friend in the US. So I use them sparingly. And then the next one, oops, wrong, was that the wrong way up? Yeah. And then this one is called Melted Nude. They're so creamy, and they dry down to like a nice matte look. They're not totally, you do get some colour off. They're not totally you know, kiss proof, smudge proof. And then that one's a Melted Nude. And then we have this last one here, which is called Melted Peony. Really pretty colour, this. That one's called Melted Peony. So really nice, pretty shades. And then I have a Sleek Pout Paint, and I do not know what the colour of this was. It was on the box, and I threw the box out and didn't realise that it wasn't on the container. And it comes out in a squeezy thing like that, and you actually need a brush to put this on with. Whoops. Yep. Lipstick everywhere. It comes out so quickly, and you need the tiniest little bit. I will show you. There's far too much there. You need the tiniest, and it smooths out forever. And that is such a pretty colour. So if anybody knows the shade of that, please let me know. So I think I've shown you everything for the favourites for this month. So I hope you've enjoyed my favourites, and I will see you again soon in another video. So bye for now.